Now we'll do another problem from your textbook itself. It's example 11. So listen, there is a cube of side A, right, that is placed in this way. There is a cube of side A that is placed in this way, where the first face of the cube is at a distance A. See, this part is not given in the textbook, that is missing, but it is at a distance A from the origin, right? Now, this whole cube is placed in the presence of an electric field in such a way that the electric field is behaving according to the function Ex is equal to alpha into x power half, and Ey and Ez are zeros, meaning the electric field is confined only to x direction, right? Now, having said this, if you observe, there is an electric field which is a function of alpha into x power half. Definitely it is not a uniform field, at least in terms of magnitude. In terms of direction, yes it is, right? Now, if I look at this diagram, right, since this distance is a from the origin, then what is going to be the coordinate of this point? This will be a comma 0 comma 0. Then what will be the coordinate of this point? It will be 2a comma 0 comma 0, right? It is 2a comma 0 comma 0. Since electric field is varying as a function of x, what is going to be the value of electric field near the first face? So what is going to be the value of electric field along the x direction at the first face? It is going to be alpha into, in the place of x, I am supposed to substitute a. So alpha into a power half. Similarly, the same electric field along x direction at face number 2, I'll take this as the face number 2, is going to be how much? It's going to be alpha into, now you know the answer. What is the x coordinate? It is 2a. So alpha into 2a raised to the power of half. Simple, right? Now, for the first side, area is going to be a square, which is oriented in this direction. Why is it so? Because it is outward. Whereas for the second phase, though the area is going to be a square, it is going to be oriented in the rightward direction, because that is the outward direction for it. Now, since electric field is confined only to x direction, see what is going to happen is, if I take this as the third phase, the bottom as the third phase, the top I'll take it as the fourth phase. The one which is coming towards us is the fifth phase, and the one which is at the back is considered to be the sixth phase. Right. Now, this is how the structure is going to be. What is going to be the value of the flux through the first surface? So, value of flux through the first surface is going to be E vector dot A vector. So, what is the value of E? It is alpha into A power half. What is the value of A? It is A square into cos of electric field is in the rightward direction, aerial vector is in the leftward direction. So, cos of 180 degrees. So, it is going to be cos of 180. Similarly, what is going to be the flux through the second phase? If I use the same formula, E vector dot A vector, how much is it going to be? It's going to be alpha into, it is 2a raised to the power half multiplied with the same a square, but it is going to be cos 0. So remember, wherever you have cos 180, the final answer will be negative. So whenever you say flux is a negative value, it signifies that the electric field lines are leaving the surface. I'm sorry, electric field lines are entering the surface. right? Only when it enters a surface, areal vector will be in the outward direction. So I repeat it, whenever the flux is negative, it means that the electric field lines are entering the surface. Whenever the flux is positive, it means they are leaving the surface. Okay. Now, phi 1 and phi 2 are like this. What about phi 3? Phi 3 is going to be, understand, the only electric field is along the x direction. For third surface, this is the direction of areal vector. So this is electric field, this is the direction of areal vector. Angle is 90, so cos 90 is 0. So phi 3 is going to be 0. What about the flux through the fourth surface? Areal vector is upward, electric field is like this. Again is 0. This is the same as the fourth. Similarly, for the fifth side, the areal vector is like this, electric field is like this. Again, it is a 0, and the same is the case with the sixth phase as well. So, how many phases are having the flux? So, it is the flux is generated only through the first phase and the second phase, right? Now, what are they asking? Calculate the flux through the cube. So, flux through the cube is going to be flux through the first surface plus second plus so on till 6. So, what is the flux through the first surface? If you observe, it is alpha into a power half into a square. It is a power 5 by 2, right? A power half into a square is a power 5 by 2, cos 180 is minus 1, plus alpha into 2 power half, I can take it as root 2. So, root 2 times alpha, again I have a power half into a square, which is going to give me a power 5 by 2, this time cos 0, which is going to be 1. So, what is the common multiplication factor between both? So, it is alpha a power 5 by 2 multiplied with root 2 minus 1. So, this is going to be the value of the flux that is coming out through this cube, right? So, that is the first part of the question, flux through the cube. Only thing is you need to substitute the value of alpha here and the value of A here. I think A is 0.1, yeah, A is 0.1 meter, substitute it there and then calculate it. Okay, that is one way. That is the way you solve the first one. What about the second part? The charge which is present inside the cube, right? So, once you know the flux, then we know that total flux is equal to charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught. So, if you want the charge enclosed, take this flux, just multiply it with epsilon naught. So, answer is going to be alpha into a power 5 by 2 into epsilon naught multiplied with root 2 minus 1. So, this is the answer. So, this is going to be the total charge that is present. Am I clear with this? Right. So, now you can make a note of this. So this is the first problem from exercise. These are all very, you are still copying, huh? Yeah. Why you are so slow? ஒரு phone வச்சுக்கோ photo எடுத்துடலாம். முடியுதா? I think I need to have a phone here. One minute. Yeah, shall we proceed? Yeah. So look at this problem.